Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. I was under the weather so could not make videos in past few days. So apologies from my side. In this video, we'll discuss how NVIDIA behaved in the past and how it can move in next few days after market opens. I hope you will find this video very helpful. Now, let's get started. Starting with the daily summary, Nvidia opened at 135.01. It made a high 137.22. It made a low 131.80 and it closed at 135.34. That is 1.15% down. If you take a look last 5 days, Nvidia is still down about 9.3%. Last 1 month, Nvidia is still down 3.7%. And last 6 months, Nvidia is up about 18.8%. And year to date will give you a very different picture. Nvidia is still up about 180.96%. So it shows that Nvidia stock price is still so high compared with last year December Nvidia stock price. So if there is some news that can impact Nvidia negatively, so yes, Nvidia can go further down. Now let's take a look forward P for Nvidia. So Nvidia forward P at this point is about 39.12, much lower than the last week closing, and that explains us very well. Historically speaking, Nvidia forward P normally it's between 40 and 50. So if Nvidia goes below 40 forward P, then it makes Nvidia a very good buy point. So in my opinion, yeah, Nvidia at this point is a very attractive buy. Yes, there is a possibility that Nvidia can go further down, but eventually it should recover because Nvidia cannot sustain below forward P of 40 for so long. That's what the history suggests. And Palantir at this point of 194.26. So Palantir still manages to go further up from last week closing. SMCI 11.04 versus last week closing 10.43. So SMCI is having a good time since past few weeks. So starting from here, SMCI was 8 and then 5.85, but after that it started recovering. AMD 30.78, not a big change from the last week. I guess sometime in the morning, AMD stock price was around 132. I'm guessing that was a good buy point for AMD. Now let's take a look quarterly percentage change analysis for Nvidia, and this analysis will be very interesting for you guys. Let's take a look. On your screen, I'm showing you the adjusted closing price and the percentage increase and the cumulative percentage change for Nvidia after the earnings. So earnings happened on 20th November. So after 20th November, the next day was 21st. So starting from 21st, the total cumulative percentage change is 7.35 negative. So after the earnings, Nvidia went down about 7.35% total. So let's take a look what happened in the previous quarters. If I go back in the last quarter, you see that the maximum cumulative percentage change was 25.74% in just one quarter. Okay, from 20th November till the last earning before that. And that was on 29th August. Okay, so from 29th August through 20th November, the max NVIDIA touch was 25.74% up. The Nvidia went down the same time frame about 12.81%. And if you go one more quarter prior, that's between 28th August through 21st May. Okay. So maximum cumulative percentage change in that quarter was 36.65% up. So Nvidia went up about 36%. And also Nvidia went down in that quarter about 8.20% on some days, for example, here. Okay. So with that being said, the most relevant quarter probably is more relevant for our analysis. In the last quarter, Nvidia went down about 12.81%, as you saw that. So in this quarter, Nvidia maximum went down about 7.35%. So based on the last quarter, Nvidia still has more room to go further down. Probably 13% down would translate to Nvidia stock price of 127. So Nvidia has the potential to go down to 127 before the next earnings. Now let's take a look technical charts for Nvidia. You see a 180-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia on your screen and also the Fibonacci levels. At this point, Nvidia is trading around 135 or 136. And so Nvidia already broke the 133 support level probably today or yesterday. The next support level is 126.9. And in my opinion, that's a very strong support level. So if Nvidia goes down to this level, I will make more buy for Nvidia. On the upper side, the next resistance is 140.62, and after that is the all-time high of 152.89. So you see that MACD chart here. So MACD line was well below zero, probably sometime on Monday, but it started recovering a little bit after that, but still below zero. So this tells that, NVIDIA already touched the bottom. So I do not expect NVIDIA to go further down below this point in next few days. Now let's take a look some news regarding NVIDIA and try to find out what are the major causes for NVIDIA under pressure in last few days. You see some news and analysis regarding NVIDIA on your screen. So nothing much here regarding NVIDIA. If I scroll down further, yeah, that looks interesting. And that says NVIDIA Intel suppliers rethink Mexico operations amid Trump's tariff threat. Let's open it. So it says that President elect Donald Trump has pledged a 25% tariff on all imports from Mexico, a critical manufacturing hub for companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. And also, it says that some firms are increasing their production capacities within the US, while others have halted planned construction projects in Mexico. So, in my opinion, this is one of the major reasons Nvidia is down or under pressure since past few days because there is lots of uncertainty regarding the impact of this tariff on the supply chain cost on Nvidia and other tech companies because their suppliers are mostly located to these locations. So if they bump up their product cost due to this tariff, that eventually gonna impact Nvidia profit margin and also earnings per share in next few quarters. So it would be interesting to see what would be the overall impact of this tariff to the overall economy after Trump comes in the office. So another one that's not specific to Nvidia but overall market that says US stocks and lower after inflation data. So let's take a look what happened with inflation today. So as you probably know that PC or the inflation data got published today. The actuals came 2.3% versus the forecast 2.3%. So it just matched the forecast. But looking at the overall trend for last few months, you see that inflation started going up again. And that's a concerning point for Fed and also the FOMC meeting. Let's take a look at the core PC index data for today. And regarding the core PC index, the actuals came 2.8% versus the forecast 2.8%. So it also matched the forecast. But looking at past few months, you see that inflation started going up again. So if inflation goes up above 3%, probably that would be a challenging point for Fed and FOMC meeting regarding the interest rate decision in 2025. And another factor they have to handle after January is the tariff impact on inflation. Some people are saying that due to the increased tariff from Trump, that gonna bring more inflation to the economy. So it will be interesting to see if Fed or FOMC meeting would change its interest rate plan for next year after January. So nothing much regarding Nvidia at this point other than the tariff news. So let's take a look at what are the different data gonna publish on Friday and next week. So you see that Friday no data is due and next week nothing much coming up. On Thursday we have initial jobless claims and that's somewhat important, and Friday we have the employment report and the unemployment rate, and that's gonna be very important. So I guess that's all about my analysis and assessment for Nvidia for past few days and also next few days. So there are some takeaways from this video. Number one, no fundamentals have changed for Nvidia, and that's a good thing. Number two, the major reason for Nvidia under pressure or down is the tariff. So there's lots of uncertainty regarding the impact of tariff on Nvidia and other tech companies. Most probably people are thinking that would increase the product cost for Nvidia that could eventually impact the profit margin. And number three, the overall impact of tariff on the inflation and economy and how Fed would react or respond to this tariff if the inflation comes back due to the increase in the tariff, right? So these were three takeaways from my video. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.